Hey everyone, thank you all for your support on my last video. If you haven't seen it yet, you can click on screen here where I discuss the basics of Trailblazer, how to get into it, what kind of rewards you can expect, so on and so forth. You've all been wonderful with the likes and subscribes. I'll be doing at least one video daily this week. And in today's video, we're going to discuss RuneScape's most dangerous region, the Wilderness. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. When I think wilderness, the first thing I think of is PvP. The second, of course, is that every monster out there is aggressive. So not only do you have the danger of PKers, but you have the dangers of wilderness boss monsters, for example. They are well worth killing. There's some best in slot or usable gear that they drop. One, of course, being the dragon pickaxe. A lot of Ironman in the main game actually still kill wilderness bosses because of the dragon pickaxe. But let's not forget, say, for example, Ring of the Gods, the Tyrannical Ring, the Treasonous Ring. There is a lot of good items that you can obtain from the wilderness bosses. KBD has a chance to drop from the Draconic Visage. And these items are only obtainable in the wilderness. The Odium Ward, the Malediction Ward, those are only obtainable by killing bosses in the wilderness. They do drop some high alchables. Typically, if you're looking for that, you want to go to Revenant Cave, but we'll get into money making stuff later. Mage Training Arena 2 is going to be your best in slot Mage Cape. There's going to be Dagon High, which it might be your best in slot mage gear with the Laren's keys. You might want Elder Robes; those might be your best in slot. Dragon Boots as well are obtainable from the Wilderness in the Wildy God Wars dungeon. That might be something that most people have forgotten. So if you don't take Asgarnia, if you don't have access to the God Wars dungeon, you can get Dragon Boots from the Wildy God Wars dungeon. So those are all things to consider. So there's a total of 8 wilderness related bosses, and I'm going to go into what they are and what their drops are, so the reason for killing them. I'm going to go through this kind of quick so it doesn't take up too much time in the video. The first one is the bear boss, Callisto. He drops a Tyrannical Ring, Dragon Pickaxe, and of course the pet of himself. Chaos Elemental drops a Dragon Pickaxe, a Chaos Elemental Pet. Chaos Fanatic also drops a Chaos Elemental Pick, drops a Malediction Shard 1, Odium Shard 1. Then you have the Crazy Archaeologist who drops the Odium Shard 2, Malediction Shard 2. KBD, King Black Dragon, drops also the Dragon Pickaxe, the KBD heads, and the Prince Black Dragon, which was one of the coolest pets in the game. Scorpia drops a Malediction Shard 3, the Odium Shard 3, and the pet variant. Venenatus drops the Treasonous Ring, Dragon Pickaxe, and the Venenatus Spiderling. And then you have Vetion, who drops the Ring of the Gods, Dragon Pickaxe, and of course Vetion Jr. So skill training in the wilderness is one of those things maybe people forgot about or don't really think about because it is the wilderness. But you do have the resource area. And by the way, this map is available on the wiki. I will have the link in the description below. The resource area actually has magic trees, used trees, runite golems, so you can get runite ore from them. A bunch of various different ores. So you have adamant, you have iron, you have coal, you have gold, mithril. It has a plethora of ore, as well as dark crab fishing spots, and you only have to pay 7,500 coins to get into. It is not a safe area though, so you can get PK'd inside and outside surrounding area of the resource area, so you do want to be very careful. Prayer, you have the Chaos Temple that's out there. But one thing that most people actually forget too is the Lava Dragon Isle. If I'm not mistaken, you can actually kill the Lava Dragons, and then if you bury the charred bones while on the Lava Dragon Isle, that gives you double experience from the dragon bone, the lava dragon, the charred dragon bone itself. So that is another prayer training method, not just the chaos altar that's out there, which is wonderful, but you may not have the opportunity to bring your bones out there, or you may not even need to bury so many bones. All you need to do is get Fire Strike, go out to Lava Dragon Isle, and then you're 70 something prayer before you even look up. Rune crafting. So you do have access to the Abyss. There is the Chaos Altar out there, but really everybody's going to be looking for the Abyss rune craft training, right? It has been stated by Mod Husky in the recent modcast that Abyss training, if the altar that you're trying to access is in a region that you have not unlocked, you will not have access to it. So nature runes are going to be on Kramja. If you're trying to go craft there, it's a free unlock, you're going to have access to it. But if you're trying to access, let's say, the law rune and you don't have access to Intrana, then you can't craft law runes. Just simple fact, blood runes, you're going to have no access to crafting. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to unlock this for rune crafting, you may not have full access to all the runes you want to craft. Mining, as we discussed, resource area has plenty of runite ore and other ore that's out there. There are 3 runite ore rocks in the frozen waste plateau, as shown above. I think there might be 4, but there's definitely 2 right above the lava maze, just north of the lava maze. Fishing, you do have just south of the Fountain of Rune, you can fish dark crabs. You can also fish them in the resource area. And hunter training, you do have black Chinchampas out there, but let's not forget one of the best hunter training methods of black salamanders in the main game. That's like 120k 150k XP an hour. So you multiply that by whatever multiplier you have, and that is huge. You'll be max hunter in no time. Wood cutting, you do have Ents out there, and they do give double the log resource collection versus the woodcutting guild ones. We won't have access to the woodcutting guild, so this is going to be realistically the only place to actually kill Ents. And I don't know why anybody would do this, but you know, hey, it's a different training method. You have thieving out in the rogue's castle. Whether that's worth it, that's up to you. Not really necessarily a training method, but you know, you might get some cash from it. Wildy agility training area is one of the best places to train your agility in the game, so you can access the Wildy agility training at 52. Like I said, one of the best places to train your agility, so definitely not something to scoff at when it comes to agility. Yeah, there's plenty of other places to train it, but the Wildy agility course is, for a long time running, beat out a lot of rooftops. And then you do have access to your own Slayer Master, which is Crystalia, in Edgeville, so she can assign you Slayer tasks to do out in the wilderness that are separate from your regular task list. And you do have a chance of getting Laren's keys from those drops, so definitely worth looking into if you're looking to do those. There are some quests out there. Realistically, just the family crest is the only one that's actually of note. There's some mini quests out there. You do have to, if you're looking to repair your rune crafting pouches, I don't really think that's going to be a thing, but if you're looking to repair your rune crafting pouches, you do have to have access to the wilderness, I believe, and then Mage Training Arena 1 and 2 for God spells, and of course the best in slot Mage God Cape. There's 3 things that I intentionally left out of this video, because whether or not you're capable of doing it is going to be, or I guess really wanting to do it, is going to be up to you. The Corporeal Beast is accessible only through the wilderness, has been stated on the modcast, but without access to a Dragon Warhammer and maybe no access to a BGS, might not actually be worth doing as an Ironman. It's going to be a very, very difficult task. Fountain of Rune is also out in the northeast of the wilderness. I have some sneaking suspicions that we won't have any issues with charging jewelry, nor with teleports. So with us being region locked, there's really only a couple places that you can teleport and or go to. We've been hinted at fairy ring access and unlimited teleports, so on and so forth. Also, the rune shop that's actually out in the mage arena, I don't think is actually going to get as much use as we expect because there's so many more accessible rune shops within Gielinor that will be more easily accessible. And of course, there's green dragons out in the wilderness. Should you need access to green dragon hide for training, dragon bones for training, there is the Revenant Cave. That's probably going to get locked down by clans. We do have to factor in that even though this is a Ironman game mode, there's probably going to be clans out there, or whether they're established or just do it for the lulz, I guess. They are going to be out in the wilderness. Revenant Cave is maybe a self-sustainable moneymaker in Trailblazer. I don't really see it being that worthwhile. There's going to be a lot of other different ways to make gold within the game via high alching elsewhere. That maybe Revenant Cave isn't going to be as good as we would hope. Now, there are plenty of weapons that the Revenants drop that may be best in slot for you if you're going to be doing a lot of your boss killing and so on and such in the wilderness. There is going to be some really great items for you. The crossbow, the Vigora's mace. Definitely try and rush those as quick as possible before the clans get geared up if you are looking to unlock the wilderness. Hey everyone, that's it for this video. Thank you if you made it all the way to the end. I know this was a long one. They won't always be this long. If you can, drop me a comment or question, anything that you may have, some criticism. A like and subscribe greatly helps me out getting started on YouTube. Also, I do live stream on Twitch and will be doing so for my theory crafting. You can catch me at twitch.tv/vjohnnyc. Bye.